now I will pass on to the big projects because there is much more to tell about them, and they are complicated and of course lucrative, but at the same time there are much more uh, risks that you can meet doing these big projects. First of all, I would like to tell you about the advantages of them. Of course, they're well paid, and you feel safe for a month or two if you've got kind of 400 pages to translate. And of course, it is worth doing the research. You spend a lot of time reading about this area and about the whole history of developing this document, about the organizational company that produced the document and everything around it, and or the about the research somebody carried out to produce a big book or thesis or something substantial. And it is, of course, worth studying. Compared to small projects, it's absolutely different organizational workflow. And most of the disadvantages are connected with this organizational part of work, and also with the compiling glossary, making this list of terms used throughout the document, throughout this text, this huge text. And also you have to work with other translators. So either two of you will work on them, or on such projects, or you will find somebody else to help because sometimes it is important to do fast. The greatest challenge is, of course, as I've already mentioned, to organize the workflow. It means that you take care not only about your own translation, but about the whole translation process. And there are some risks that we should foresee and prevent somehow from, because if we don't think about some things in advance, then we have to correct our mistakes later on. And first, and probably most important thing, is that we risk to have different terminology used by different translators, and even by ourselves, because some term can appear in the beginning of the text, then it comes back again somewhere in the middle of the work, and it's important to not to forget and use some software to remind us how we translated this or that term, or just word, or part of the text ourselves. Another risk is that when we outsource the translation, some of translators may there is a risk of non-performance. They either cannot organize their work properly, they are not disciplined enough, and in the end you may find out that some part of the translation is not done, and you have to catch up on your own very fast, and it's not very good, because if we are doing something very fast, it is there is a risk of low quality, and we don't really have time to revise ourselves. A big project requires a lot of discipline, organization, and prevention of some mistakes. Uh, what is one another risk is the risk or that client will not pay in the end. Usually clients want to pay for the whole work done, and we sometimes not sure if they will pay or not, and it's not a pleasant thing to think about, because if we lose our own money, it's unpleasant, but if we have to pay to other translators and have losses, it is a disaster already.